Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Keith here, and with the help of my fellow specialists Veronica and Eduardo, we present to you Creating an Artist Statement, a workshop brought to you by the Nevada State College Writing Center. Alright, so let's get started. In this workshop, we'll be talking a little bit about what an artist statement is, and some important things to include when writing yours. Then we'll have an activity for you all to get started on your artist statements. There will be guiding questions for you to consider as you start writing your artist statement. After that, we'll have a few extra reminders for you to consider as you revise what you've made today into a finalized version of your statement. And lastly, I'll be providing some information on scheduling a writing session with the Writing Center. So, what is an artist statement? Well, it's an artist's description of their own work. In this case, your description of your own work. You're going to want to include some details beyond what can be seen in your artwork. What can you say about your art that will help the audience understand the message you're trying to convey? Your artist statement should include what you have done in your art piece, why you made the choices you made, and how you created your piece. Now then, the job of the artist is always to deepen the mystery, quoted by Francis Bacon. You don't need to include a description of every single detail of your pieces. Start with the overall significance and meaning of your artwork and your process. Then decide what details you feel are important enough to you that you want your readers to know. Alright, now for the activity. This time around, the activity won't be a practice round. It's meant to get you started on the real deal, your artist statement. Now then, for this activity, you'll be thinking about the artworks you've created this semester. For the sake of this workshop, you'll be typing up a response to these questions and submitting them to your professor, similar to the previous workshop. Now, I'm going to read through these questions for you and you can read along. Why did you make the art that you made? What does it say about the world? And if you're thinking, it's not about the world, it's about me, then here's a hint. You're part of the world, and what your art says about you is just as important as what your art could say about anything. What does it help people understand? What does it look like? What did you make it out of, and how did you make it? How does it address the history of its medium? In fact, what is the medium, and why did you choose that medium? What sort of culture, topic, or issue does it describe? What do you expect your audience to gain from it? Who is your audience? Now, you can get started on typing up a response to these questions. You don't have to feel obligated to answer all of these questions right now, so you can choose a few or several to answer and submit that to your professor. Please pause the video and take about 15 to 20 minutes to craft a response. Now that you've started your artist statement, here are a few additional questions and reminders to consider while writing and revising. How do your pieces relate to each other? Why did you decide to make this connection? How does your art represent you? Look at your art while you read and write. Being able to reference your work will be helpful in writing your piece because memory can be a tricky thing. Read your statement out loud. Reading aloud helps you focus on each word that you've written and can help you to notice anything that you might miss in a passive read through your writing. Work it into submission. Read what you've written. Make some revisions. Take a break. It doesn't do much good to spend too much time doing so much on one thing. Come back to it and ask yourself if there's anything you want to change. And repeat until you're satisfied. Keep it short and sweet. As I mentioned earlier, you don't want to put too much detail. As you're writing your statement, I want you all to know that the Writing Center is available to further help you with your project. Whether you're feeling stuck and you're not sure where to go next, or you would just like another pair of eyes to see what you've got and provide some feedback, we're here for you. These links here will guide you in creating an online appointment with the Writing Center, some expectations of what a writing session looks like, and additional writing resources. I've put the links in the description below for easy access. The Writing Center will be available for online appointments Monday, April 27th to Friday, May 1st. You can see more specific details for hours when you try to schedule the appointment in Cranium Cafe. You can also schedule an appointment by sending an email to writingcenter@nsc.edu, also included in the description below. Just be sure to include a date and time as well as the topic of your paper. Unfortunately, the Writing Center will not be available the week of May 4th. We are closed every semester during finals week. That's all I have for this workshop. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you all enjoyed it and found it helpful in creating your artist statement. Feel free to go back and look over any parts that you may want to revisit. I hope you have a good rest of the semester